Yeah. Ito, Justice Scarpio, of course, as always, nakaterna na naman tayong dalawa, same color scheme, talagang great men dress alike. Speaking of piatos, may sinasabi po kayo dun sa, before tayo ma-cut out, Justice, may sinabi kayo na meron din piatos sa Davao, marami daw piatos sa Davao, pero itong piatos na to sa Davao ay hindi double, pero single po yung letter T. Yung ba yung Justice? Ano yung restaurant pa yan, Justice? Maraming piatos sa Davao.
No, there is a guy named Piatos in the family name Piatos, pero single T, hindi double T. So, so there could be a Mary Grace Piatos, pero with a single T.
Kasi Justice, ay, hindi ko ako kilala niyo si Mighty Magulang, yung sa TikTok nag-analyze ng family tree. Tinignan niya
Oh.
lahat. Magellan, pati yung barko ni Limahong, lahat ng QR code, chinek niya galing sa China. Wala talaga daw double T na piatos. So meron palang piatos pala sa, baka naman typographical error yung Mary Grace. Piatos na yan, Justice. But thank you for the clarification. Of course, tayo po ay very fair. We always give the benefit of the doubt to the Dutertes, although they never give it to the other side. But just towards the end na tayo, I just want to ask you again, what about yung aspect ng military dito? What do you think is the sense of military here? Because over the weekend, you had General Bronner saying that, we will stand true to our constitutional duty. We need national unity. Kasi syempre, nagigets din ng military na, well, dito papunta na rin tayo sa West Philippine Sea, di ba? Na i-exploit ng China to, di ba, Justice? I mean, let's just be honest about it. This is good for China, right? If the Dutertes continue to, let's use their term, be destabilizers.
Yeah, well, definitely it will help China because if we are not united, how can we beat China with the largest standing army in the world, the largest navy in the world, the largest coast guard in the world? I mean, a country like us has to be united to beat China. So, of course, and we will be distracted, you know, because recently, if you remember, we resupplied the Ayungin Shoal and China said, "Oh, we gave the Philippines permission to resupply Sierra Madre, and we did not even protest. We didn't even say no. We did not ask your permission. Quiet, no? We just let it pass. So it looks like we're really distracted."
Yun nga eh. I think, and that's why, and going back to President Marcos Jr., I mean, honestly, Justice, I'm not gonna spill beans, pero sa aking palagay, I won't be surprised that there may have been some more than smoke, no? Na baka may konting fire talaga in terms of destabilization or even seditious act, but maybe President Marcos Jr. just said, ibulsa na lang natin yan kasi ang dami natin sakit sa ulo, we don't want an open political warfare, etc. But now, siguro pwedeng balikan, no? I mean, all you need for is for the AFP and NBI or whatever to unearth some evidence of robust coup plot, right? Or seditious act, and that could expedite things, can't it?
Well, yes, but for me, the fastest thing is to just turn him over to the ICC.
ICC. But he can, but pwede nilang dalhin sa Supreme Court yan, di ba, Justice, to question the jurisdiction.
I think they will lose because the there's a law. If the president will use the Philippine International Humanitarian Law that's separate from our
Rome Statute.
termination of our
Oh,
membership, no, of the Rome Statute. It's been there even before we became members of ICC. So I think it's very clear the president uh, has that
parang sa
discretion, no?
Ukraine too, di ba, Justice? I think both Ukraine and Russia, like yung sa Bucha massacre, di ba? I think it's because parang they cited, they invoked yung international humanitarian law, di ba? For the ICC to come in dun sa, because I don't think Ukraine was member of ICC the last time I checked.
Ukraine is not a member, but it signed a resolution
Right.
accepting the jurisdiction.
That's what I'm saying. So you can do that even if you're no
Yeah,
longer
you can
a
do
member
that.
from. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yun yung
you don't have to be a member to accept the jurisdiction.
Yeah, and the reason I'm asking is that
That will be we are in the same status as Ukraine in that sense.
exactly, because as we speak again, some of our European friends are adding confusion. I have to confirm this, but apparently France is saying they could give some exemption to Israeli leaders because Israel is not part of, I don't know, whatever. Although the European policy chief Borrell said no, they have to comply. Canada said they have to comply. Australia, obviously, unfortunately, with international law, there's also national interest and other consideration. But what we're saying is, at least on the part of the Philippines, if BBM wants, he can invoke international humanitarian law to say directly to ICC coming. But wouldn't that make him look weak? Na bakit tayo umasa sa mga dayuhan? Di ba? Sasabihin na ng mga Duterte, nagdala naman kayo ng mga dayuhan. This will undermine our sovereignty. Di ba? Yun yung line ni Digong na Marcos is a sellout. He's selling us out to foreigners. That's why you have to do something about it. How what do you
Well,
work? What do you say? Na incompetent ako, that's why I'll give him over to ICC. I'm just being realistic about the message.
well, he's just exercising what the law grants him. It's a power granted to him under the law. It's left to his discretion, and that will uh, do away with the because you can just imagine if he's put under trial here, every day there will be a rally. So to avoid the distraction, we'll just turn him over to the ICC. And it was President Duterte himself who said, "I'm willing to face the ICC." He said, "I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to defend myself." So, well, your wish is our command.
Baka Zoom, gusto niya Zoom. Ano mo naman si Digong? Sabi niya, di ko sinabi ano yung medium hybrid. Gusto niya hybrid. Going back to this justice, I mean, yun nga eh, kasi with Kiboloy, di ba? Hindi pinadala sa Albuquerque, no, hindi pinadala sa US. Sabi na we'll try him first year before taking him to the US. So wouldn't that create some so you're saying Digong is a bigger case than Kiboloy, that's why.
Yes, because Kibuloy cannot destabilize the government, and Digong could, but I don't think he will succeed. But he could destabilize. He could do some destabilization acts. No, we don't want the even if those acts will not succeed, we don't want them to be taken by anyone.
Right, right. So yun na, yung mga nakikinig sa gobyerno, please take note. Ito na binibigyan na namin sa inyo lahat ng mga talking points. Libre na lahat. Andyan na yung legal precedents, legal argument, pati communications. Talagang swerte nila sa atin, no? Itong mga tao dyan. They don't need to think, they just have to listen to our talks here. We're giving away free strategies. Now, Justice, what about yung Ayungin Shoal task force ng US? Anong basa mo naman dyan? How much Americans are now involved or could get involved?
Well, it's just the Americans, they're free to create their own task force to watch what's happening, and because we ask them for information, and so they're ready with the information. They've been doing this for a long, long time, and that's part of their monitoring activities in the South China Sea. So I think I read an editorial in the Inquirer saying that uh, we should neither concede to China nor to the U.S. But if you're talking of conceding, uh, the other side must be encroaching on your territory, claiming your
Walang
territory or
symmetry, walang
maritime zones.
symmetry. Oh.
But U.S. is not claiming anything. It's not claiming our territory or maritime zone. So how can you put them on the same plane, on the same status?
Right. False,
Iba eh. I
false,
think,
false equivalence.
yes, false equivalent. And I think we should be careful with that, no?
Um, just the last part going here, Justice. What do you want to see from Marcos Jr. in terms of dealing with this crisis? Do you think that speech alone was enough to send the right signal, or do you think that he should be on top of this and make sure na this is taken to its logical conclusion dahil baka kasi ma-intimidate na naman yung ibang tao dyan eh. I mean, I'll be honest, like Justice, for instance, yung NBI, alam naman natin back in the day, di ba yung isa sang netizen, may sinabi lang siya, nakulong ka agad. Wala man lang ano, di ba? Diretso na, di ba? Pero ito, I mean, does it even make sense to subpoena Sara Duterte first? Hindi ba dapat file charges na because the evidence is so clear? Hindi ba medyo
Well,
nagdidili-dali ng NBI?
no, I think yeah, they have to go to a preliminary investigation. That's required. There has to be a preliminary investigation. And I think they're moving already because they're doing so many things now, no? And I understand from the bloggers that the president has given the go signal to to do everything to pursue all the angles, and I think that's exactly what's happening now.
Wait, did
So
you just say you got your information from bloggers? I said, Justice, what's going on? No, I'm just kidding.
these are bloggers from the military.
Man. Alam ko na eh, mga well-connected, to, hindi lang ito marites. And then, ano yung sinasabi ni Sarah na kinasuhan niya yung PNP for insubordination and may mga ano siya kanina eh, may mga charot-charot silang kanina. Tapos kinasuhan din siya ng mga pulis. I mean, what the heck is going on? I mean, ang pangit ng headline sa Philippines. Vice President says contracted assassin to kill the president. Next headline. Vice President sues the PNP. The PNP sues the Vice President. I mean, ano the banana republic? Can she sue the PNP? What could be the basis for her to sue the PNP? May hidwaan yung
Well,
mga security niya, no?
well, she can sue. Anybody can sue, but I think they will be dismissed by the courts. I mean, ano yan? That is really posturing there, no?
Medyo
So
pusit games na naman yan. Medyo
yeah.
gumagano lang. So,
Well,
mm,
I think it boils down to the grave threats. A case of grave threats will be filed against her, no? And the impeachment because of the use of confidential funds. I think they have enough uh, evidence. They have unearthed enough evidence already. So she's in a serious situation, I think.
and the last part, I want to talk about progressive liberal opposition because I think that's very important because isa sa mga nakikita natin dito, Justice Carpi, is ginagamit or wina-weaponize yung legacy ng EDSA. I mean, the other night, pumunta pa sila sa memorial ng EDSA. These are the same people who were insulting Ninoy Aquino. These are the same people who were insulting the people power, who were insulting the EDSA revolution. At the same, I mean, digong, right and left, di ba? Binastos niya yung mga Aquinos and all of that. Isn't it beyond hypocritical for them
Mhm.
to talk about people power? Parang how dare they even talk?
Well, we will know soon because the cases will be filed against them. They'll run out of these antics. I mean, if you are cornered, you throw away these attacks, no? But you'll run out of them, and the people will get tired of hearing you say these things. So, because at the end of the day, did you really uh, misuse the funds? At the end of the day, did you really threaten the president? Yun naman lang yan eh.
Ang sabi ng iba, Justice, sabi, incitement to seduction. Hindi siya incitement. Medyo iba yata ang gusto mangyari. Kaso, not sure about that. Not sure it's gonna work. Now, Justice, what should the opposition do? Kasi nakikita ko ngayon, ang trending ngayon is Coca-Cola, Piatos, tapos Lugaw. Tapos nakalagay, Lugaw is bigger than combination of Coca-Cola and Piatos. I think everyone understands. If you are Lenny Robredo now, isn't it poetic justice to watch what's happening? I mean, to be honest, imagine Justice kung si Lenny nanalo and then Sara yung vice-presidente niya. I mean, my goodness. Imagine.
Well, you cannot charge Lenny of being a drug addict for sure.
Well, they would come up with stuff. I mean, I think I'll never underestimate the Duterte people. What do you think, honestly, Justice, should the progressive liberal opposition do at this point in time? Popcorn lang sila, strategize, maybe help BBM a bit to get rid of Duterte's and then go after BBM. Like, what should be their strategy here, Justice, from your point of view? I know it's a bit of a delicate question because Senator Trillanes on this show multiple times was absolutely clear. The lesser evil is Marcos. We support him, we'll have a new unit team and then take down the other side and then mamaya na tayo mag-usap. Me, I'm like, let's be careful. And then yung mga iba dyan, never Marcos talaga. Like, no way, no way. Hayaan na natin tong dalawang King Kong versus Godzilla mangyari. What is your take on this, Justice? Because we are reaching a moment of truth, right? I think all of us are sensing it na papunta na talaga tayo sa exciting part in the truest sense of the word. So, aside from having popcorn and making fun of all of these people, Justice, and having a lot of content and this wonderful podcast, politically, strategically, what should they do? Including dun sa mga tumatakbong sa election, what should be their messaging?
Well, definitely you cannot side with either, no? You cannot
So
side with
neither nor.
either.
Neither nor. Okay.
Yes, yes. And should you help put down one over the other? Well, I think we should let them fight each other. And I think that is exactly what Makabayan is doing. Let them fight. And the Makabayan sees this as an opportunity. That's why they're fielding almost a complete Senate slate, 11. So they think it's the best time to insert themselves into the national agenda. But the Democratic opposition, I mean the traditional opposition, the Liberal Party, they're totally out of the picture right now.
Whoa, 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 wait, just
So,
did you use the term democratic opposite? Where are you implying, son?
well, I would say that the
Liberal,
non-leftist,
liberal, liberal.
the liberal,
Baka
the
sa'yo
liberal,
na-rental ko sila.
uh,
Sige, Justice,
ma-red tag
sorry, sorry.
tayo. the 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 liberal opposition, uh, I think they have not gotten their act together. So the left has made a clear position already. They're fielding almost a full slate as preparing themselves as the alternative. So that's the way it is. But for me, we should not side with either. We should let the truth come out on either side.
Should let the truth come up, so let Sarah talk more. Like, kasi, di ba like, parang si Sarah nagwawala, parang, sige lang, actually, parang biglang, oo, sige, ano pa, ano pa, di ba? Kasi, essentially, sinasabi ni Sarah, entrap siya, di ba? Parang ganun sinabi na, di ba? Ikaw nga, sinabi mo nga, I'll trust her, ilalagay ko yan. Kaya sabi ko, sige lang, go lang. So, I mean, maybe we should encourage Sarah to talk more, no? Maybe we should have her on
Yeah,
the
that's what I
podcast.
said. Well,
We should have her.
remember when former President Digong appeared before the Senate and he wanted to talk more, I said, let him talk more. That
Encourage.
should be our position. Yeah, just keep on talking.
So alam ko na i-tweet ko bukas, go Sarah, Sarah go, di ba? Para talagang magbigay tayo ng free piatos and all of that. And then if you are, for instance, kasi ngayon, ano na to siraan yung dalawa, each side is accusing each other of massive corruption, right? Yung isa
Yes.
piatos, yung isa ganyan. So, obviously, yung issue ng corruption ay nagiging mahalaga ulit, di ba? I found it interesting na yung mga pro-Duterte na analysts ay nagsasabi na galit ang tao sa corruption. Tapos yung isa pa, talamak ang corruption sa panahon ni Marcos. Pero pro-Digong sila and pro-Duterte, parang wait lang. So, theoretically, this should be a time for the clean, no offense, real clean opposition to come out and say, hey, we are the actually real alternative here, right?
Yeah, I think this is a time when the people will realize that both sides are not clean. And because they will be throwing mud at each other, no? And that's why I welcome this development in a sense.
And it's also good that you have Senator Trillanes, Senator De Lima, right? They're in the hearing, getting the airtime, having the
Yes.
discussion. Again, you're not Ronald Llamas, but you were one of the the grandees, right? Behind the one sambayan, isang sambayan. What is your read of what should someone like Bam Aquino do? Do you think ngayon na yung opportunity na ibalik yung dangal ng Aquino, what Aquino stand for? Do you think enough time has passed for Aquinos to have a second chance to reintroduce themselves to the people? Kasi medyo ano na yung sobrang busy yung dalawa, hindi na nila inattack. Kasi 'di ba, yun yung that was the curse of Aquinos, right? Na kalaban nila dalawang higanteng dynasty na had an interest in sidelining them. First Duterte, then Marcos, and then a combined. Now that the two are taking care of each other, do you think this is time for Bam Aquino to come out and or Chris Aquino, for instance, who's very also charismatic, right? To and talk a little bit more about to win over the Gen Zs, di ba? Yung mga ng TikTok, mga ganun, di ba? Kasi parang hindi na nila kilala yung mga Aquinos and Ninoy and all yung mga ibang kasama natin na kabataan. Hindi na na-appreciate.
Well,
Sorry. I mean, na-appreciate. I mean, sorry.
Well, that's a difficult question because Bam Aquino has not been in the limelight, although he's running for senator. And of course, Chris is out of action. She's still recovering. So we don't know whether it's the right time for the Aquinos to resurface, uh, because you have to look at how the Marcoses rehabilitated themselves. It took some time, and it took many attempts. The first time that Bongbong ran for the Senate, he lost. No, so uh, it takes time, and I don't know if it time enough time has passed already.
Or at least he can do it now and then 2028 be even stronger. Possible din yan, di ba?
Yes,
At least
he
lay down
can.
the foundation.
Yeah,
Oh.
as long as he keeps himself in the mind of the people, he runs even if he loses. Well, he did that already. He lost once.
2019, yeah.
Uh, yeah. So just to keep the name there, so because he's obviously the heir, no? There's no other person around. So, but it's a tough fight for him because his ranking is very low right now.
But Kiko Pangilinan is doing well. In SWS, I think pasok na siya sa Magic 12.
Yeah,
May Sharon
Kiko has a
Butler
good,
din siya.
yeah,
So, yeah.
Kiko has a good chance. He's there within the Magic 12, I think.
And what do you think should be Kiko's line? Kasi parang linya is, hindi lang ako hindi corrupt. Tutulungan ko yung mga magsasaka, tutulungan ko yung mga tao sa ekonomiya. So in short, attack yung economic record ni BBM, at the same time attack yung mga kababalagan ng mga Dutertes, right? I mean, you can do that, di ba? Attack both sides and then present yourself. I think Kiko is in a good position, right? Not to mention my star
He's in a
power
good
siya.
position. If the issue is graft and corruption, I mean, you cannot charge him of graft and corruption, so he'll be one of the clean ones, no?
And Senator De Lima is also not doing too bad. I mean, it's party list. Also with Chel Jokno, it's a party list. Of course, some would say na baka magkakaroon ng overlapping dun sa constituency. But in theory, again, they might just need a few 100,000 votes, right? To get that single seat. So, hindi rin malayo na magkaroon ng position si Chel at saka si De Lima. And mahalaga yan, di ba, Justice? Because you're expecting the impeachment proceedings to really kick off in the next Congress.
Yeah.
So you want to have Chel
Yeah.
Jokno and De
I
Lima
think they
there.
could make it. Shell and Laila will, I think, be able to make it.
On that very positive note, Justice Carpio talagang essentially ma-popcorn muna tayo. Yun ang, yun ang advice ni Justice Carpio. Thank you so much, Justice. The greatest, the most amazing Justice. And Justice, hopefully we'll have you in the future with us.
Yeah.
Cool
So
pals, may mga comedians tayong kaibigan. So I think
I
we
see
should.
that Trump has rubbed on you.
They say,
Rub
they
off on you.
say. Not true, not true. Fake news. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Justice. Have a blessed day and promise next time premium na yung account ko ulit na Ilocano
Okay.
masyado. Salamat po. God bless.
Sige.